Hello, Facebook tribe, friends and family. This is Orange Naranja once again with this live number 14. That means that there's 16 left out of 30. So I'm moving slowly but surely. And on today's live, I thought I'd talk about something interesting that I would have hoped I would have known before, but it's better late than never, I guess, right? So I'm just gonna give it a few minutes, let people jump on my way to the park for my morning ritual, as you would say. Well, it consists of exercise, but that is what I wanted to talk about, rituals. So today's live is about rituals and is about basic knowledge and understanding. So we'll wait a little bit and let's see, and wait to see when other people jump on, and we'll take it from there. So I just wanted to define my meaning of ritual. It might not be the same as everybody. I was trying to take a meaning from a Google search, but I thought it was misleading for what I wanted to talk about today. So because the Google search states, and as many people know, a ritual has to do with something religious, like a special ceremony. But to me, there must be another meaning, because I looked it up before somewhere else, and it had the same exact meaning that I want to project today. So for me, a ritual is a systematic way of doing things every day. You do things, the same thing every day in the same order. I mean, it might vary in order, but pretty much the concept and everything is the same. And if you do other kinds of ritual, that's cool too. That's up to you. But today I'm going to talk about just strictly about doing things in a systematic way every day. So I'll give you an example of this. Every day I wake up between the hours of 7 a.m. and about 8:30 a.m. And the first thing that I do when I wake up is I drink a glass of water. These days I'm drinking a glass of water with lemon in it. And what this does, I learned this a little while back, is from Chinese medicine. What this does is that it lubricates your system. It lubricates your organs. So the water hydrates your organs and gets your stomach ready for the digestion of the day, or to work throughout the day. And then the lemon rehydrates you. So it has electrolytes. It has vitamin C, apart from other vitamins and some minerals, if I'm not mistaken. So the water hydrates you and the lemon rehydrates you. Plus, I love the smell and the taste of citrus, lemon, orange naranja. So yes, so I wait half an hour for that to go through my system. It goes through the system pretty quick. In between that time, I do either light stretching, light exercise, or some meditating. So in between that time, I will, just so that half an hour won't go lost in history, I'll either meditate. I do some healing meditations. I have a couple of good ones. If you were interested, you can message me and I can give you the details. Some guided meditations, 10-minute and other types of meditation. Or I do some qigong, or some light yoga, or some mental exercises. So after the half an hour is up, I'll eat some fruits to get my body ready to work throughout the day, digestion. I'll eat a handful of almonds. Of course, all of you don't have to do it exactly how I'm saying, but I'm letting you know what my process is and the theory behind it. So I eat fruits and I eat almonds to fill my body up to put it to work, because I usually do exercise right afterwards or not too long afterwards. So I usually eat a light snack, as not to have the stomach full, but I eat something. I put something in my stomach. So I eat fruits and I eat almonds. I take my multivitamins. There's an all-natural multivitamin that I found, which was amazingly really hard to find. I thought they were more common, but apparently a lot of these raw foods or whole food multivitamins, they have derivatives from lab-made vitamins and minerals, which kind of defeats the purpose. But I wait at least from 15 more minutes to half an hour, and then I'll start my exercise system. I'll start it off slow and I'll gradually build up. Most of these days I lean towards natural exercises like animal walks, and I suggest people who exercise regularly, or the ones that haven't exercised regularly, to try animal walks. Is more of a natural way of doing things, because a lot of the animal movements, some of them might seem awkward at first, like let's say the crab walk or the bear walk, or there's really one that's really awkward. It's called the lizard walk, and just like with everything, your body gets used to it. I also gotten into the habit of swinging clubs, Indian clubs. If you look through my page, I might share in between times my passion for Indian clubs, and it comes from a shoulder injury that I had a little while back, and I was looking for ways to heal myself, and I came across this amazing tool, Ancient Amazing Tool, which aside from its ergonomic feel, made of wood, it has ancient wisdom tied into it. It's actually a moving meditation. So once you get the patterns, because it's based on patterns, and the speed right, once you get the patterns and the speed right, you'll be able to not focus anymore on form. Once you get the form right, you'll be able not to focus anymore on form, and then you can just let your mind wander, or you can focus on doing more complex movements and patterns. And I'll post more videos on it. Currently I'm waiting for a pair of Jories, which are more heavier clubs and require more skills. So I'm always looking to push myself outside my comfort zone, which is pretty much the basics for a lot of things. So then I'll do my exercise. I'll take a shower right afterwards, because I'm probably all sweaty by that time, and then I'll eat something like an apple or something, and then I'll wait for like a heavy meal. My wife usually takes care of this, and I'm truly blessed that she does. Yes, last me, she's present here. Thank you. Yeah, it's like we were talking about yesterday. Apparently in my household we're all picky. There's 4 of us, including my wife, but we're all picky, so she has to at times make different meals for everybody, which requires more work on her part, unfortunately. But fortunately, we're blessed enough to have her and prepare our meals for her. So after I eat, I just go on with my day. But in between that time, the time that I wake up and the time that I go throughout my day, which takes about 2 hours, I physically and mentally prepare myself for the day. So this is my basis foundation of a ritual, and it would benefit you, it would benefit everybody if you can come up with your own very own ritual to get you mentally and physically prepared, because I believe that it's something that is necessary for you and for everybody to operate in optimal function. So what else did I want to discuss about rituals? Pretty much the possibilities and what you can make up only limited to what you can think and how creative you are. So you can get really creative with it. And for me, it's a mental exercise to try to develop different rituals. And if you would like, you can also message me and I can help you formulate a system that can work in your favor. Laura is on. Hello, Laura. Nice to meet you. It's about 10 and change, about 10:25 now in New York. So I also wanted to talk about, aside from ritual. Oh yeah, so throughout the day, every day, we're always in a constant state of balance, and we're always trying to test, engage, and calibrate where our balance is. So I wanted to talk about, if you want to test your energies and see where they are, if you're unsure, a great way to do is, babies. Babies are pretty innocent, and they could feel, they're sensitive to energy. So babies are not going to smile, and they're not going to play, and they're going to cry near somebody or interacting with somebody that doesn't have good energy, because they're just sensitive to it. So if you want to gauge your energy, just casually look around for a baby, smile at them, and if they smile back, that's a good sign. If they want to play, that's a good sign. If you have little kids, if you have babies in your household, or nieces and nephews, they also just play with them, casually play with them, and you'll see if they interact with you, that's a good sign. Also, pets are really good indicators of people's energy. Yes, animals, dogs, cats are pretty intuitive, and they're sensitive to energy. So they are most likely, I shouldn't say not, because there's probably exceptions, but they are most likely not to approach somebody with bad energy. So throughout the day, we're gauging and we're calibrating our energies. And if you set up this system of rituals and this mindfulness of calibrating it, always coming back to balance, good ways of doing it is also during your ritual. If you do even a little dance, even a dance is a ritual. You do a dance, you get yourself in the mood, you get yourself in the right mind state. You might take a piece of paper, crumble it, and throw it towards a garbage can, and if it goes in, it's in. It's a great shot. These are things. Physical movements can be part of your ritual, and when you do your physical movements or anything with excellence, and it's just excellent, and it's natural, and everything feels good, you're calibrated, you're in balance, because everything just feels right. So listen to your body, listen to what your body tells you. So the other thing that I wanted to talk about is, I talked about the rituals, I talked about gauging your energy. Okay, I wanted to talk about that one thing I came to notice recently. It just came to me that people don't need extensive knowledge and understanding of certain subjects and certain topics, certain things. With the exception of professions, especially those professions that require people to look over the safety of others, and health professions such as a doctor. A doctor is not enough for them to just get a basic understanding and knowledge of of medicine, and then go practice being a doctor on somebody. Maybe at one time when they didn't have so many rules and regulations, and I'm not sure if the correct word is certifications, but that they needed diplomas and things of that nature. Maybe at that time they can get away with just having a basic understanding, and then all of it after that would be basically experience the best of all teachers. So With that said, uh, you don't need extensive knowledge and understanding on the subject. All you have, thank you, Lara. Thank you. You have great energy. Glad you're doing this. Thank you. It is an honor. It is a pleasure. It is my life mission to be doing this. You know, I feel in my waters. I feel it's natural, and I only feel it's right. Before, I used to fight this feeling. I used to say, well, it feels wrong because I'm giving too much and I'm not receiving anything, or, you know, while other people are doing it and they're doing it, you know, for selfish reasons. But then I just stopped and dropped all expectations, and I was like, well, let me just be myself and how I feel, and while helping others, you know, help themselves and heal, because this is something that I experienced, and I want to share it with everybody. That at one point it felt and it seemed like I was broken mentally, emotionally, and physically, and I have taken upon myself, because everybody has that power. Listen, I'm like the average Joe. Like, this is what I want to explain, that everybody and anybody can do this with just some effort, some focus, and some work. And it doesn't have to be hard work. When you're doing it from your heart, when you're doing it for the betterment of everybody, when you're doing it with passion and something that you love, it doesn't feel like hard work, because you are tapping into the infinite source of, you know, the supreme being, the creator, and that is what's driving you forward and keeping you doing the great things that you do, and spreading the goodness and spreading the love. So what I was speaking about is that you don't need extensive knowledge and understanding on a certain subject, on a certain thing. Just get the basic understanding of that subject, the basic knowledge of that subject and understanding. You know why? Because it's like I spoke about yesterday. You don't want to fill your mind up with too much information. Once you fill your mind up with too much information, your mind doesn't function right. Remember, your mind. Laura, thank you for sharing to 2 groups. Please like the videos, and please share. Please do share. Spread the message. Peace, love, and happiness. You know, I do not care what religion you belong to. I do not care what skin color you belong to. I do not care what, if any, if you belong to any religion, if you have any beliefs or anything. As long as you have good intentions, and you want to spread the love, and you have, you know, you make an effort to do good things, you know, I'm with you, because I'm all about the positive vibes. So like I was describing, you don't need to have extensive knowledge and understanding on things. Just get the basic knowledge and understanding, and then go out into the world and use your basic knowledge and understanding for love. Yes, love is my religion. Exactly. We don't fuss and fight coming from the ego, saying that my religion is better than yours. We don't fuss and fight saying that, and bicker that since you look different, we are better than you. Love is my religion. Exactly. I think Bob Marley said that as well. Love is my religion. Love is the religion. So when you love, unconditional love, you see beyond and past physical, emotional. Remember, some people are going through their own trials and their own suffering, and it's it's difficult sometimes for us to communicate and connect with people, because sometimes people are in different mind states, and their energies, the revolutions of their energies are total opposite. But we must learn that not to work from the ego, to calm the ego down, and to work from a higher state, from love that oversees this. Remember, where there is love, fear doesn't exist, because it's like somebody mentioned yesterday, love is real and fear is an illusion. Fear is fake. Fear is an illusion. So wherever there is love, fear cannot exist. And that led me to write that post where it says, let my love be bigger than my fears. Because in that state of mind, fear does not exist. Obviously, you're going. I know there's some contradictions. Amen. Yes, Lord. I know there's some contradictions sometimes, but remember, we're a body, we're a spirit. Sometimes there's a lot of paradoxes. So, it might seem contradictory that if you're full of love, there is no fear, but there is no fear. There's no general fear. There probably might be minimal fear. Just remember that this is minimal fear is normal. It's what keeps us safe. It's what lets us know that it's what lets us know that when our life is at risk, when our life is threatened. So listen to your body. But the thing is that fear is also the lack of knowledge. So like they say, knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. So if you fear something, it would be to your benefit to get the most knowledge and understanding from that thing which you fear. So what does this mean? You go out and you experience things yourself. You don't have to go out and put yourself on the front line. No, don't do that. Please don't do that. Some people can take it. Some people can dive in head first into things and they'll be all right. Like, some people I know don't know how to swim. And, I've heard of stories of people that, put them at the edge where the water is at and then just toss them in there. And sometimes that's what it takes. Sometimes you just need to throw yourself in there and not even think about it. But, we work from love. And if you want to advance to a very advanced level, we work in baby steps, one day at a time. Remember, we'll be here for a while. So one day at a time. And we'll be here for a while. It also sounds like a contradiction. Because, but we'll be here for a long time. We'll be here for a long time. We have all the time in the world. The thing is, but the only way this is gonna work is if you're productive today, and whatever you can do today. This is not coming from what's those people that they put things off to the next day? Well, you get it. So we're not coming from that state of mind. We're coming from a productive state of mind. But whatever we cannot finish today, we'll finish off tomorrow, and then we have the next day, and then we have the next day. So, we pace ourselves. So basic knowledge and understanding, go out there and experience things yourself. So Lakeisha, hi, hello. So in the great, my God, Lord of hosts, Jesus Christ, our Savior, mediator, unconditional love. That is right, unconditional love. How are you? Glory, light, all in one. Yes, the light. We work from the light. Light workers. Hate comes from fear, Laura says, and that is right. Hate is funny because I read something, procrastinating. That's the word. So we don't work from a mind state of procrastination. Look at how nice it's like a marsh, and it has a little path. We don't work from a state of procrastination. We work from a state of being productive, from a state of putting effort, from a state of making our energies work. And what this means is that you don't have to complete it all in one day. You pace yourself and you take it day by day, hour by hour. Remember what I said yesterday? that just stop paying attention to the watches, stop paying attention to time. It really, in our natural state, time really doesn't exist. When you stop paying attention to time, that's when you're in your natural state only. And this is another contradiction, because we live in a world where time seems to rule everything. But listen to what I'm saying. You should only use time like for when you have to plan important things. Like, let's say you have to plan a doctor's appointment. You just can't show up any day of the week and say, well, I'm here, I'm ready. You know, obviously you need to work from a time standpoint. But if it doesn't entail that you have to be at a certain place and you have to do certain things at a certain time, just drop your watch. Drop the time. Don't even look at it. Don't let time rule you. Just let everything happen and take care of its natural course. Sometimes minute by minute when we are in, sometimes we live minute by minute when we are in pain. Okay, this is interesting, and this is what I was talking about yesterday, how we can slow down time. You know, these are one of the instances where time seems to just slow or stop at some time, depending on how much pain we're in. But understand, we slow down time, just like the way that I explained how to do it, is because we focus on the pain. Because we focus on the pain, time slows down. So that's what I was talking about. When you want time to slow down willfully, you focus on what you're doing. So you're having a great day, that's fine, that's beautiful, all fine and dandy. You want to slow it down at the pace of molasses. You want to make the day last forever, slow it down at the pace of honey. Have you ever taken molasses or honey and try to pour it somewhere? It takes its own sweet time. And you know, you shouldn't have to wait for situations that are not, well, all situations are beneficial to us in one way or another, but you shouldn't have to wait for situations to force us into that mind state of slowing down time. We can do it willfully, and you see how you stretch out. Before, I believe, when people used to write, they used to write, well, things used to happen and 1,000 years used to pass by. But remember that if you slow down time, you could do so much in 24 hours. That 24 hours can feel like 1,000, like 1,000 years. So in the book of Genesis, when they talk about God creating the world, because I also took some theology classes in college, and I went to a Catholic school. That's where my foundation of religion and Christianity comes from. But even with it, and this is spoken by people who are truly in the religion, by priests who I took classes with, by brothers who I took classes with, and they even, because everything is to be complicated. Just because it's written in the Bible, sacred text, it doesn't mean that we should not seek more knowledge. We're curious beings. We're by nature, we're beings that always seek knowledge. God created us in this manner, and it doesn't make sense. And He also gave us doubt. It doesn't make sense. He also gave us the tool for doubt. He gave us the tool doubt to use to our benefit, to seek knowledge and seek the truth. So it doesn't make sense that we read things and take them at face value. So, you know, armed with a brain, armed with conscience, armed with love, armed with doubt but understanding, armed with trust, we can maneuver our way around. So what I wanted to mention is the book of Genesis, when it spoke about that on the days, and on this day God said, let there be light. I believe it's the first day. And then right after that, on the seventh day, God rested. Now, we don't know if that was the actual case. I wasn't there. and I don't know anybody that was there. And remember that the Bible, a lot of them, and this I took in theology class too, especially with the apostles, a lot of those accounts were written thousands of years after the fact. Listen, we as human beings, I can't even remember what I did last week. So some of these accounts, you know, they're nice and beautiful stories, but they are also can be taken all at face value. What can be taken at face value is the message within these things. And people will tell me, well, I'm speaking about this and I'm speaking about that, but the Bible doesn't say it. And I don't want to turn this into a religion discussion. I just wanted to state a few things. One thing that I have noticed is the Bible is full of mystics. The Bible is full of mind readers. The Bible is full of people who can predict the future. The Bible is full of people that can read dreams. The Bible is full of warriors. The Bible is full of wizards. The Bible is full of everything that you can imagine. The thing is that they don't state it like that. But if you look the qualities of people, of the prophets, of other people, you will see that all of them had an innate power and skill that they've developed up to the point with the guidance of God, with the guidance of the Spirit, with the guidance of the will, and they made it into something that God willed. Because remember what I stated, and I read this in the book, that God made us in His likeness and image, so we can experience life through Him. So experience life through Him. My understanding of that is that God is not far away from us. He's inside of us. He knows our thoughts. He knows how we feel at all times. So if one were to say that God is not inside of us and we are not God, it doesn't make sense to me, because He made us in His likeness and image as gods on this earth, as co-creators, so we may experience life through us for Him, so He can experience life through us. So so that means that all of us have a chosen skill and ability. Not a chosen one, but one that resonates with you and that you can develop. And then once you come to the conclusion that we don't control this life, we're but a tool for good things, to spread love and everything. So life becomes so much easier. So with that, I'll conclude my Facebook Live. Let me see, my wife wrote, truth. That's why we have to be open mind and open heart to understand the messages, but we have to continue reading, researching, learning to reach the truth, to get as close as we can to what really happened. You know my point of view about these things, but you are right. All right, thank you. So my truth might not be the absolute truth. A lot of people's truth is their very own truth, and it doesn't mean that it's wrong. But there's always different perception, and I'm always open to having discussions and discerning things, because that's the only way that we can get to a better understanding. But again, this is Orange Naranja on this Facebook Live, number 14, steady but surely. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, and have a blessed day. Peace, love, and happiness.